אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, קיים את הילד הזה, מאביו ובאמו, ונקדש שמו בישראל. אלחנן בן דוד שלום, ישמח רבה ויוצא חפצה, ותגל עמו בפרי נתינה, ככתוב, ישמח אביך ואימך, ותגל ילדך. ונאמר ועבוד עליך ועליך מזבוסך, ויתמיך ויאמר ויאמר לך בדמי חיים ויאמר לך בדמי חיים. ונאמר זכור לעולם ולסוד דבר ציווה לתחדור אשר כזס לסבלך ושוע עשור לצבא ויעמידך ויעקב לחוק לישראל ברית עולם. ונאמר לך אברהם את יצחק בנו בן 18 ימים כאשר ציווה אותו לאלוהים הועדו לאדוני כי טוב כי לעולם חסדו. הועדו לאדוני כי טוב כי לעולם חסדו. השם אלחנן בן בנימין שלום זה הקטן גדול יהיה, ושם שנכתב בבריס כן יכנס לתורה ולחופה ולמעשים טובים. אמן.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming. First of all, I just want to, looking around the room and seeing so many of our friends and family from so many different aspects of our lives, it's a really very, very special day, and it's wonderful that you're all able to share it with us. There's a concept in Judaism called a segula. A segula is basically cause and effect. If you want a particular thing to happen, you do such and such. So there's one of these segulas that when a woman is about to give birth, her husband is given the honor of opening the ark in the synagogue and taking out the Torah, which is symbolic of opening the womb and taking out the baby. So for 3 weeks leading up to the delivery, I had that honor. And for the first 2 weeks, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really focusing on what I was doing. I was too busy worried about opening it at the right time, and there's chains that you have to undo and crowns that you got to put on the top of the handles, and it was usually after I was already done that I was like, oh, I should have been thinking about Michelle on that one. And then the third week, which was last Shabbat, it was one of those rare occasions where there's 3 Torahs. And as I was I finished taking out the second one, and I was reaching for the third one, it suddenly occurred to me that I'm about to have a third child. And I was taking out the third Torah, and I just I got a little bit of a chill. And I really focused for a brief moment on what I was doing and the meaning of it. About an hour later, we're walking home from shul, and Michelle's contractions are about 2 minutes apart. 2 hours later, we were in the hospital, and 5 hours later, he was born. So I guess the segula worked. As Michelle and I were talking about it, we realized that while it may not be an official segula, the idea of naming a child kind of follows the same idea. In Hebrew, the word for name is spelled shem, shin mem, which is closely related to the word neshama, or soul. So what does that mean? It means the essence of your soul, who you are, is contained in your name. So we pick names that have certain meanings and blessings contained in them in the hopes that this child grows to inherit those blessings. That's the cause and effect part of it. So you may have noticed that we picked the name Elchanan for our son. The name Elchanan means God has graced, and the blessing associated with this name is that his dreams will be fulfilled with enjoyment and happiness. So that's good. But the name has much more significance to us than just a pretty meaning. Elchanan is named for his great-grandfather, Michelle's father's father, who passed away just a few weeks ago. Like so many people of that generation, he escaped Europe before the Holocaust and went to South America alone and empty-handed. But he was determined to build a life for himself and soon became very successful. More than once, he built fortunes, then lost everything, then built them again. And through it all, his will was never shaken. That determination and strength of will is something we hope that our Elchanan will inherit. But the most important thing in Michelle's grandfather's life was family. As a young man, he dreamed of having a big, close family. When I first came into the Gorin family, I couldn't believe just how big and close they were. Some of you know this, but Michelle's father and her uncles, they all live on the same street. They have these massive Shabbat dinners every week where all of the kids and the grandkids and the great-grandkids would all get together. There's not a birthday or an anniversary that goes by that the whole clan isn't stopping by. And it's really a beautiful thing. And even though we live so far away, they would have been on a plane the second this baby was born if it hadn't been that they just finished their Shiva a week ago. And we're thrilled that those of you who did come, who made the trip, are here to share this with us. When someone passes away, you look back on their life. You don't necessarily focus on what their name meant, but as Michelle and I did both, we realized something incredible. His name carries with it the blessing that dreams will be fulfilled with happiness and enjoyment. And that's exactly what happened for Michelle's grandfather. As a young man, he dreamed of precisely the kind of family that he left behind. 5 children, 16 grandchildren, now 26 great-grandchildren, many of whom are represented in the centerpieces you'll see outside, and another two great-grandchildren on the way, all of whom remain close to this day. That was his legacy, and it was the fulfillment of his name's blessing. So our blessing for our son, Elchanan, is that he'll be armed with the determination to go after whatever his heart desires, to always know that nothing is more important than family, and that every dream he ever has is fulfilled with happiness.
Amen.